Welcome to 13 Minutes production for March Madness. March Madness is a national college basketball obsession here in the United States that takes our country hostage for 3 weeks while we make terrible predictions about the tournament. More people will participate in the event than voted in our presidential election. And why not? After all, we're all getting screwed anyway, aren't we? But in making these predictions, some people, like me, use in-depth analysis, algorithms, and statistical studies, while others select their teams based on ridiculous and insane methods. Those people win as often as the rest of us who take it all so very seriously. Oh, and for you haters out there, this is a personalized autographed basketball signed by Rick Pitino. Let's play ball.
And here at 13 Minutes, we're going to have a bracket challenge where 3 of our cast members will compete against each other and everyone else in their attempt to predict which teams will advance from each region to play for the NCAA National Championship 3 weeks from now. With us tonight are Liam Bernard, Elizabeth Tolson, and Giorgio, who is looking fabulously on point.
Why, thank you, girlfriend.
Each one will have 30 seconds to make their selections. Does anyone have any questions before we begin?
I have a question.
Liam.
If 2 University of Kentucky fans divorce, are they still cousins?
Wow.
I have a question.
Yes, Giorgio.
What sport is this?
Basketball.
Oh, okay. I like basketball.
Basketball. That's what we're doing.
I love balls. Dribbling.
Okay. Our first region is the West. Liam, you are on the clock and have 30 seconds. Go.
The West region is loaded with nerds, people. Friggin' nerds. Just look at that region. Northwestern, Vanderbilt, Princeton. Princeton, for God's sakes. Einstein taught at Princeton, but he didn't play any damn ball when he was there. And then there's Notre Dame. You know those leprechaun humpers are not going to be able to play any ball at all after St. Patty's Day. So after this region is said and done, it'll come down to Gonzaga and Arizona, and those beef eaters from Gonzaga will win the West.
Okay. Elizabeth, you're on the clock. What are your predictions?
You know, Liam, I almost agree with you. I mean, in the West, you've got some amazing teams. And Gonzaga with Karnowski, he's a beast. And though they are a solid and a physically intimidating team, the physicality, aggressiveness, and high scoring of the Arizona Wildcats are going to take the West.
And Giorgio, how about your West predictions?
Well, I mean, these numbers on the sides, the lower the better, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I love the weather in Arizona and Florida. It's absolutely beautiful there. And, I mean, Gonzaga and Beefeaters, that sounds fun. Whatever you were talking about earlier. But I'm going to have to go with South Dakota because, I mean, jackrabbits, naturally. Who doesn't love a jackrabbit?
Our next section is the South bracket. So let's start with Elizabeth this round. You have 30 seconds. Go.
Okay, in the South, you've got some amazing things going on. You've got the North Carolina Tar Heels, ranked number 2 in the country. They are solid all year. These boys are beasts. But even though UCLA had some upsets early on in the Pac-12 conference tournament, they've been in the top 10 all year, and I do believe this year they are brewing a win.
And Giorgio, what do you have to say about the South?
Well, I love the South. The clothes, the weather, the houses, and, oh, of course, I mean, there are 2 Kentucky teams in there, so I love Kentucky boys. But I'm going to have to just go with, and I hate to say it because North Carolina's got the 1 next to their name, but, I mean, Tar Heels, that's going to slow them down, I think. I'm going to have to go with Seton Hall. I mean, who doesn't love a pirate?
And Liam, how do you see the South region?
I'm pretty sure you said semen, didn't you? These are the types of teams which are made to play real basketball. I see North Carolina cruising through to easy victories in the top half of the bracket, but in the bottom half of the bracket, UCLA will defeat the one-and-done clown show at the University of Kentucky, and Kentucky will be forced to vacate this tournament early. But this won't be the first time that Coach Cal at Lexington has had to vacate early. Know what I mean? When it's all over, North Carolina wins that South region.
Now we're going to move on to the Midwest, and Giorgio will start this round. Giorgio, how are you feeling about the Midwest?
Well, I see more Kentucky boys there with Louisville, and then of course you have Miami. Everybody loves Miami, but I'm gonna have to go with it's down to between Michigan State, because I mean, just in tribute to Hugh Jackman alone, I gotta pick the Wolverines, sort of, but I mean, I don't know. I do love the cop games they're playing down there in Jackson State.
Good God, man, I really take you as a kind of a Gamecock kind of guy yourself. Where do you find these fruitcakes?
Hey, Liam, you have 20 seconds left.
20 seconds is plenty. I had no girlfriend who went to Purdue. It's not her. But what they have in common is she is 100% full-on batshit crazy. So Purdue isn't going to win shit in this competition. The region belongs to the real men. In Kansas and Louisville, when it's all done, Louisville leaves Kansas in a heap on the floor and they advance.
I don't know, Liam. Last time I enjoyed a group of Boilermakers, they were real men.
Wow, hey, Elizabeth, how are you feeling about the Midwest?
Okay, again, Liam, I almost agree with you. I mean, you got some solid things happening in the Midwest. You got Caleb Swanigan in Purdue. They are doing a really good job this year. You got the Oregon Ducks. These boys know how to play. They're a solid team. But at the end of the day, Kansas, been in and out of the top 5 all year long. The Jayhawks are going to take it.
And now we're going to move on to the East region and start with Liam.
It's another tough and competitive region consisting of real teams made of real men. There's so many good teams in this region, anyone could win. And enjoy what could be New Mexico State's last appearance in the tournament, because we all know that they will not be back next year after we build that wall between the United States and Mexico. After the dust settles, it comes down to Villanova and Duke, and the Duke Blue Devils, Elizabeth, will advance from that region.
All right, Elizabeth, what are you feeling for the East?
Let's see. I agree with Liam. The East has got some solid teams, some amazing things. Half these boys could take it. Virginia, they're a solid team. They have the ability to come out and surprise you every now and again. You got the Baylor Bears. They've been in and out of the top 10 all year long. But as a true fan, the Duke Blue Devils are going to take the East. Absolutely. And, you know, I'm really not going to miss Mexico all that much.
Me either.
Yeah.
And Giorgio.
Well, I've got to say, I am definitely going to miss the New Mexico weather and those cute little mud-looking houses that they build out there. It's beautiful. But, I mean, as far as it goes, I also love Florida. And Villanova has the lowest number, but... And then you got Duke. They're pretty good, it looks like, too. But Blue Devils, that's just kind of... seems kind of violent. I'm gonna definitely have to go with, Baylor. Who doesn't love a bear that goes in and out?
Wow, and now our 3 panelists will tell us who they predict to be in the championship and who will win. And for that, we're going to start off with Elizabeth.
Right, thanks, Sisso. Championship game is going to come down to Duke versus Arizona. It's going to be a hell of a game. It's going to be a nail-biter. People are going to be upset. And Duke is going to take the championship this year.
Great. Giorgio, who's going to be in the championship and who will win?
Well, it was a very, very hard process for me to pick. But I mean, when it was all said and done, I guess, unlike Wichita State and, well, my last few nights, it was no shocker. I had to go with the Bears and the Pirates. And
But who wins?
it's Bears and Pirates. We all win.
Can't argue with you there, man. How about you, Liam? Who's in the championship and who takes the win?
Our nation is doomed and damned to hell. Elizabeth, the good news is Duke will be in that championship game. Bad news for you is the Duke Blue Devils will lose to my Louisville Cardinals, and Rick Pitino and the Cardinals will take the NCAA championship back to Louisville, where it rightfully belongs.
Never gonna happen.
Yes, it is.
Well, thank you for going through the brackets with us, and I hope that if you're filling out brackets like millions of other Americans, that your team wins.
Bears.